Have you ever wanted to tell a computer exactly what to do? Well, today is that day. We're going to write our very first lines of code in a language called Dart. And I promise by the end of this, you'll feel like you have a new superpower. Okay, let's dive right in.
Yep, that's the plan. No boring lectures, no reading from a textbook. This is all about getting your hands dirty. So go on, get your computer ready, because we're jumping straight into the action and building something real right now.
All right, first things first. Every builder needs their tools, right? But don't worry, for what we're doing today, you don't need to download or install a single thing. We're going to get our coding environment set up in like less than a minute.
It really is this easy. Just open up your favorite web browser, Chrome, Firefox, whatever you like, and type in dartpad.dev. That website is a free online code editor. Once it loads, you'll see some example code already there. All you got to do is select all of it and hit delete. We want a perfectly clean slate for our first masterpiece.
Now, just a quick heads up on a few tiny things that might trip you up. Since Dartpad is a website, you will need to be online. And, try not to close the browser tab by accident. I've definitely done that. And most importantly, make sure you really did delete all that sample code so we can start fresh together. Easy enough, right?
Okay, our workspace is ready. Now for the magic. We're about to write our very first command and actually make the computer listen to us. This is the moment it all begins.
Go ahead and type this right into your empty Dartpad. Now, what is all this? Well, that void main part is like the main entrance to our program. Every Dart app has to have one. Everything we want to happen goes inside those curly braces. And our first command is print. It does exactly what it sounds like. The text you want to show, hello world, goes inside the parentheses wrapped in single quotes. And that semicolon at the end? Super important. It's like a period at the end of a sentence. It tells the computer the instruction is finished. Now, find that blue Run button and click it. And would you look at that? Over on the right, in that box we call the console, you should see Hello World. You did it! You just wrote and ran a real computer program. Seriously, take a second and let that sink in. That is a huge first step.
That was awesome. We printed a specific phrase. But what if we want our program to be a little more flexible? Maybe to remember some information? Well, that's where our next big idea comes in. Variables. So what the heck is a variable? The easiest way to think about it is like a labeled box. You can put something inside the box, some text, a number, whatever, and then you give that box a name. Later on, you can just call the box by its name to get whatever you stored inside. Simple as that.
But let's just create one right now. Inside your main function, type this new line. The word var tells Dart we're creating a new variable. Greeting is the name we're giving our box. The equal sign basically means put this value inside. And what's the value? Our sentence, you are a coder, followed by that trusty semicolon. And just like that, we've stored that sentence in a box called greeting.
So what, you might be asking? Well, this is where it gets powerful. Change your print line. Instead of printing hello world, just tell it to print greeting. And notice there are no quotes this time. That's because we're not telling it to print the word greeting, we're telling it to go find the variable named greeting and print its contents. Go ahead, hit run again. It now prints, you are a coder. So cool, right? You are doing so great. You've learned how to display things and how to store things. Let's do a quick fun little quiz to make sure these ideas are sticking. Ready?
All right, have a look at this code. We create a variable called language, and we put the word Dart inside it. Then we print the language variable. What do you think is going to show up in the console? Take a second.
If you said Dart, you are 100% correct. The print command looks inside the variable and prints the value it finds there. Nice work.
Okay, one more for you. The code is var number equals 101, and then print number. This time, we're storing a number. See how there are no quotes around it? We're putting 101 into a variable called number. So, what's the output going to be?
And the answer is 101. That's right. This shows that variables aren't just for text. They can hold numbers too. And the print command works just fine with them. You're really getting this.
Okay, let's just pause for a second and really think about what we just did. That wasn't just typing. That was creating. That was problem solving. That was programming.
No, seriously, don't underestimate this. You set up a coding environment from scratch. You wrote a command that a computer actually understood and obeyed. You told the computer what to say. And you learned how to store and use information with a variable. The simple truth is, you're officially a coder now. That's a huge accomplishment. You've taken the first, and honestly the most difficult step. You proved to yourself that you can do this. You've opened a door to a whole new world where you can build anything you can imagine. So the only question left is, what are you going to build first?